Today, let's come together in Aqua Ibom. Unity will last forever. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's celebrate as a whole. Let's come together in Aqua Ibom. Unity will last forever. Oh, the beat drops in the air. Dance and rejoice. Let happiness be there. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's celebrate as a whole. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's let it show. Aqua Ibom, let's dance and let it show. Yakidara, let the rhythm reign. Let's celebrate today. Yakimao, let's come together in Aqua Ibom. Unity will last forever. The beat drops in the air. Dance and rejoice. Let happiness be there. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's celebrate as a whole. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's celebrate as a whole. As a break, as a whole. As a whole. The beat drops in the air. Dance and rejoice. Let happiness be there. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's celebrate as a whole. Let's come together in Aqua Ibom. Unity will last forever. Oh, the beat drops in the air. Dance and rejoice. Let happiness be there. The rhythm takes control. Aqua Ibom, let's celebrate as a whole. Let's celebrate as a whole. Let's celebrate as a whole. Oh, the beat drops in the air. Dance and rejoice. Let happiness be there.
Ogangen. Ekombobre yoga mi nombu fumi kemfene asatide usenefion duobeta. Ki soa egweri ba egweri kuiku egweri ba egweri now. Miswa base tenyen kukara. Bok mene ki kombu fiti okangen ke arisin nom bangtong. Nyong di manatoro nyini nemen nemi bangan tepenyen. Tenyini ki togo, tenyini ki kuon, tenyini ki swana. Rota inem po 80. And them of katanangan song si tung po ngwedo. Bonsigi mana, nyini mi ki mana ke mai no itung wed. Eteke Ibibio people are Jews from the northern kingdom of Israel who migrated to Egypt during the travels preceding the Babylonian captivity. They further migrated to Ethiopia, Sudan, and settled in Usaidet, near the Cameroon Mountains. Mane toro, Jacob, Riwa Kikoro, Bantu, the Tiesigido Kingdom, Dahomey, Benin, and so on and so forth. Work so programa miedi bagatoro nyine itre ndu swara itre yene ka wuro yene ka yene te wuro yene te wura ka politics aga ka politics ye bang politics nye ke ka atie ke ribiara womfen biara ndeke ndeke tieti. So on that note, nyine mighty can wet Talbot adiben refined eke wet Mary Kingsley ake wet ngwereru Mary Kingsley eke bong habio England UK sorry adi Nigeria keke go 30 years ido ibengere ke mani yen adi eri ba ida ma maga baga wana fia wikang gi baga ana gari ba ukang sa nyini ma adi me mai to sikini yan yen tierong yaga yemme kid me mfono dong obe ne yong kang mo aka na mbunu kang mo ko udongo so ma mbunu kang mo ti ke di ukang nyen ko no memfang ikoro ko no ro ikot ma ko no mpo ro mfunu bukan no ko no kama ko bo so ama be ne yong mo njena nyeri wet ngwerenem ngwere nye wetedo about life in Southern Nigeria. We get going with Kenya go. I got see no daily report. Matang jam in the ken nam werem gakpaniko. Si akedo daily report. And yet go terok bakare bang and turun temo like wet. Take a new wet by my igba. Idu idakami. I do any young is as I and to them. Adaya ukang ini di young and I went boy them. Ba Benny and Angaba, I would even say, Senyeke, and I'm a mbok, a medio, is an American do 80. But Agbero Merok program, Suyo Gisong no the young Meron and young come dian. Kemana my TT, ma was here wako for us, so I would take a for a sang. So see for my waka ubit, program for me. A young boy, I babe boy, can babe boy. Ibangan te mo ikitu mo idido senewu so mene ku committee asa mu yaka ya ri tatang bako fa so non te do senewu so iya ibere iragado bo mi koma basike ntetie yon koma basu na ofien makeup na ibokedo me de beti kan kan nyenedo ri na mampo so ngwere mi do mi ngwe Good opinion of saying Eddie and I young the Ibibio people. About total population. About over 5 million. Regions with significant populations. Yagat Ibibio in Nigeria. 4,000 or 4,482,000. Ibibio Ghana 46,000. Yongana Moga Libaron, the Yonga Umbanedo. Ibibio Cameroon 39,000. Ibibio Equatorial Guinea 2,700. Trinidad and Tobago. Egebenemoke 1813 as a then the number of people Sigito Ibibio Trinidad and Tobago. 371 Afro-Trinidadian and Tobagonian language Ibibio. So another language a word English. Then a religion about Christianity. Then attack by American religion or traditional. Then many related ethnic groups. Now I form Ibibio. Ado effect anang jakam oron iboy mai wana ko for nyene geri wana ke gongden yo again wana. So when we're to the Ibibio are a people of Southeastern Nigeria. They are related to the Anang and the Efik peoples. During colonial period in Nigeria, the Ibibio Union asked for recognition by the British as a sovereign nation. Awa magadoke me do mbakara magwed megwe sidi yanganyen. Awa ibo kenyen gi yeme state. Ado without awa mbakaram iba awa tangagbane ko obo kenyen gi yeme state gi yeme nation. A nation so nyinigi do part right. Adibo yang mbakara create nyine siu kese mo yemi planaru. As Nigeria, yagai a nation. So the Ibibio Union, Garagonang, Eket Afrefago, Sitangaru, Ekayem, Eno, Ibibio Union, and meeting at the Okara like Tiagi go Okoja. What a made young Maubory come. The next town, community, we come back down, Ado Okoja. So I repeat again, the Ibibio Union asked for recognition by the British to become a sovereign nation. So the Anang, if Eket Oron and Ibono share personal names, culture, and traditions with the Ibibio and speak closely related varieties of Ibibio and Epa. Now, Ibibio tribes and ethnic groups. The Ibibio are divided into subcultural groups. Whether you are fanga, the folk are fanga, you win with me among. Now, Eastern Ibibio or Ibibio proper, there is Eastern Ibibio. Western Ibibio or Anang. Northern Ibibio or Enyong, Southern Ibibio or Eket, Delta Ibibio, or you call it Andoni and Ibono, Riverine Ibibio, or you call it Efak. Away for Gabagobaya with him. Ben where me? It coming wet. Fred Wema Manadi can wear him. And away I war. Now, I went boy go to geography. The Ibibio okay. The Ibibio people are found predominantly in the present day Akwa Ibom state, and they are made up of Anang community, Eke community, Oron community, Ibibio community, although other groups usually understand the Ibibio language because of the larger population of the Ibibio people. They hold political control over Akwa Ibom state of today. The government is shared with the Anang, Eket, and Oron. All right. There are many drop Dogi Samaru. Drop Dogi Samaru. So now I am bringing the location of Ibibio land. The Ibibio people are in southeastern Nigeria, and also known as the coastal southeastern Nigeria. Prior to the existence of Nigeria as a nation, Ibibio people were self-governed. I repeat it again. Prior to the existence of Nigeria as a nation, the Ibibio people were self-governed. The Ibibio people became a part of the Eastern Nigeria, under the British colonial rule. Historians, Moreba, did he explain so the Ibibio people were self-governed. I can carry them more. That means MINS civilization or more. before Mbakara Teke, these people get to self-governed. I want ye meet Begukara, ye meet Begukara. Same more, Ekedongo. The same more, am I carry them more? Usong okay for no, so we the young girl. Mukara me. I get a member, I guess he kara. I'm missing them beat here, Ganga. Oh, make book. I guess he kara me. But say yama for the young. I do that kukara maba. And I get to self-governed. Okay, I proceed. Prior to the existence of Nigeria as a nation, the Ibibio people were self-governed. The Ibibio people became a part of the Eastern Nigeria under the British colonial rule. Wa Britain mi gwidige. Ibaran tari Ibibio. Ibaran tari Ibibio. Go parts of Nigeria. Now, Pangutong ke history mi ya neme titi. Abiro tai neme history. Uno fin. During the Nigerian Civil War, the eastern region was split into 3 states. Southeastern state of Nigeria was where Ibibio were located. And one of the original 12 states of Nigeria, Ibibio people. Oh, I don't say man, I'm calling him what fin. Who yare zero? I don't say man, I'm calling him no name fin and recoop. During the Nigerian Civil War, the eastern region was split into 3 states. Southeastern states of Nigeria was where the Ibibio were located. One of the original 12 states of Nigeria. Original 12 states. It go fake. After Nigerian independence. The effect. Before do what them yet, you men and moon if you're bang. Because even though Bagba, if I go Baba, Bagba, if you just Baba, so you look for the man and the Ibibio history. Now, most also I get a car. I be the change bomb, other for the young panico. Young them for Sio, Gerida and Borom, Temen, Daka politics, Gaman, Dibogi, what a Wuru can now. Koro, Ubumba Mien. History as a Kobagi song. I'm going to say to go, you know what is Katam from Santa Romania to give you all the coffin with no. I repeat again, the epic Anna, Ron, Eket, and their brothers and sisters of the Okoja, I repeat again, Okoja district, were also in the southeastern state. Ego the Okoja brothers and sisters of Ibibio. The state, southeastern state, was later renamed Cross River State. Politics at all. On the 23 September 1987, by military decree number 24, Akwa Ibom State was carved out of the then Cross River State as a separate state, while Cross River State remains as one of the neighboring states. And this is something to remember, that southwestern Cameroon was a part of the present-day Cross River State and Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria. During the then eastern region of Nigeria, it got partitioned into Cameroon in a 1961 plebiscite. This resulted in the Ibibio effect and anang being divided between Nigeria and Cameroon. Because the politics is on. However, the leadership of the northern region of Nigeria could keep northwestern section during the plebiscite that is now today's Nigeria, Adamawa, and Taraba state. It's very clear here. Very, very clear. So the southwestern Cameroon, originally was Ibibio territory. And that was why I forgot the NCNC, National Convention of Nigeria and Cameroon. Because here are many young headed by a Sikiwe. And a Cameroonian, I'm at the program the other day. Because the Igbos, for Southern Cameroon. So Southern Cameroon decided, me pull out. Totally. Yak memo. He pull out. He can't give me tempen. See me phone memo. And that led them to joining the separated Congo tribe. They go French. They colonized to French. And forming what is now Cameroon. And as it is, it's all I want to call it down. Because the Southern Cameroon, it's a key oppressed memo. It's suppressed memo. Now, I repeat again, Southwestern Cameroon was a part of present Cross River State and Akwa Ibom State of Nigeria. During the then eastern region of Nigeria, it got partitioned into Cameroon. In a 1961, plebiscite, and this resulted in Ibibio and being divided between Nigeria and Cameroon. So now, I'm going to concern Kichieru. I'm any speaker of parliament and everything. It's in Nigeria House of Assembly. So because if you exist, yes, Southern Cameroon, Kenya form the largest tribe, and Kenya overcome Mimo. So judging from the fact that Koja province, Lydian, non-yini emerge as they go very Bibiolan and their sister brother territories. Kenyini ya ikonikani bulan. So nyagasan fanami. Nyaganama mo. A pass bill in me for Cameroon. Young me for Ibibio people. And the late chief Eo, otherwise known as Eyo. I might try 80 with one other man. Eke Koko Dianyaka Kalaba here. Eyonsa. In fact, they were wonderful people, but they were suppressed because of Iboima suppression entity. History. The Ibibio have lived in the Cross River area of modern day Nigeria for several hundred years. And while written information about them only exists in colonial records, that Ibibio but colonial records by this very woman. I do that we report and you see with daily activities with real history. You can't expect a person who's oppressed and did we consider this book, but because I know pamphlets of report, daily report, and you can know more. So that's why I consider this pamphlet, even they join together, an authentic history. Because it's okay, daily report. So that's why I can consider this woman. Mukeng were mom. Aso sikbek pangutong ay kup. So radio. So thank you, Solomon Peter. Manamititi. Emania history. Africa Emania history. Yeah, led me into what handwriting. Ibibio handwriting, which was in CBD. And I began to learn it. There was a certain age, because there was a time that when I young would identify here in Gusong in several districts of Ibibio Lana Bodongo, the whole thing maybe since that was the art of writing. I guess he went in and being my father, being who he was as a Bisong or maybe something higher than that. Now I'm quoting it. I don't know what I'm going to say. Good and very song. In my bed, very song, or guess he come again. A you. About I feel you dock of and come to Peba and I feel ye do. Dock of and get away mem. About I feel ye do. All those things were languages, art of writing, which I believe Amayayak and even the Chinese language of today. The writing exists. We have history. But what I can say here is that our history was interrupted by the coming of the colonialist. We are people that have our history. And I'm going to get on this journey of colonizing people. Don't you think writing and so we should never overlook that Kensibidi. Akedo were symbols. And again, Nsabidi is an ancient system of traffic communication. The indigenous people of Southeastern Nigeria and Southwestern Cameroon in the Cross River region of today. It is also used by Ibibio and parts of Igbo. That means there were certain class of Ibibio people making a move out of Aruchuku. And this was, it is aesthetically compelling and encoded Nsabidi. Does not correspond to any spoken language. It was specifically known and used by Ekoi Ibibio. So with this definition, if you go to Wikipedia right now, Nsabidi is a system of symbols or proto-writing developed by Egbe and Egbo society that traverse the southeastern part of Nigeria into the public to be used as their writing and as their culture. So if you can listen to that, these are not people. That care. These people in history. So my brother Solomon, about your history, but your history was interrupted by slavery. I don't know if you are with me there. So I think try to what fear. What fear now? Our people try I don't know if you are still there. So Nsibidi, our own language. I don't bother. After independence, the Chinese. Don't make it the organ terming original Nsibidi. But let me quickly bring this up. And if you say oral history, without oral history, forget about any other history at all. Because history was to be passed down from generations to generations. And that was instructed even in the Bible. The origin of Ekonke, when there was nobody to write, Abazigideme Mogebondito is well. Tell your children, inform them one by one. Inform them. This is Nsabidi. The writing of Ejakam people Ibibio and other tribes, subgroups among us. Look at Nsabidi here. If you look at these Ayayak and Chinese languages, look at the mirror. Look at a sign for you to know that you should prevent danger. This is date. This is murder. Spear. Lamp. This is table. Set for food, drink, and meat. Mirror, reflection. So which one is oral here? Because this nsabidi, I mean, masison nyong siongo. If I was confronted, maybe kusong megbu another land and stop me. As nsabidi, I mean, being that doesn't fall as an initiate, which my father was a custodian of all these things. So if you say oral was to continue. If we put all these things together as our original language, what should we call oral? Is it because they might recolonize Indian? So we should stick to what we have and promote it. Okay, look at the Chinese. I mean, the colonialist. He developed language is a more one for them. Look at Ethiopia. They might resist colonialism. And today, about Ethiopia, they are speaking their language. Newspaper, everything, official things are done in Ethiopian languages. So oral history, and your man written history. Because those ones that make it educated, though, if you go to the Bible, I kept send to the academy, right? Major young go to what fear. Rehears, singing the best, so I get passed through. Bible will rehearse in the ears of your children from one generation to the other. Yes. I will write down this as a memorial. Rehearse it in the ears of your children from one generation to the other. To what it was, with. All right, our forefathers again am the Indian Weribo. There was a particular skin, ikbaidu. Ye ikba eko diuna wanyeku. Ido go ikbe. Ido go ikbe ke nyeru. Aba unama ba kan tikbe, sierong kikot. Menya ke ikbe ko haina ben tuyoke. Ema iben ikba unamadu. Am I very bound, Amadu? And yet can meditate in a case be drones with the memo. A fool, am I fool on ye, my ben boy Bob? So, what will you get oral history? Will get see with them boy in them. Doctor will get Joseph Rank and a book and young them. In fact, go and tell the person because he mean enough evidence that can meditate in your I say when we're in them. Any young very Bob. Ane mighty ben weredu a form of it. I don't board a big bottom for them, keep up, make bound, I'm saying more come away and borrow more. Those pamphlets. I get good. Get young, ya benny corridor. But a Marion, ya benny corridor, back in them, yaw what fear. Now, on that distance of the love, unity. Book a different bomb, good song by then. Love, unity. Yakrayem hatred, Yakrayem divorce, Yakrayem word, speech, meeting, congress. So, me signs say me am no for yon sikaiso. Ukusang agusong look at these signs. So, Bugum te word yang ikoru. Oral history, correct a word. Correct a word. Because I'm a American boy with it. I mean, can interpret until my father picked that thing and interpret it. So, our signs and symbols. So, even make it cut off our civilization. A friend borrow for by use, a friend borrow by use for me. All right, if okay here. So, someone get issue you booking me when I get this program. So that I'm Menamite Solomon Peter about a network. Akaya online. Thank you so much for helping me to say something. Some book, oral history. agbero di ka debate or say ye America. Ampa mariti agitiero. Manatura, I put the person in order. That oral history. Akedo could have a second or even the children of Israel. Abo ya even in them. So that he can eat up on the tomo. Now, for Moses and Amdiedo, the writer of Genesis to Deuteronomy. He needed Moses Amanake something before Exodus. You just imagine that. Then Moses said the creation and all these things. So it was what we call a conke. And a conke do a nice time. A Kamba Woke community. As you saw what you to go Yenemo. A friend to go Yeneke Yoroki Taraitu, Umbref young, whatever I be good. Then Amatian Dionke conke. Can you be thanked? How they migrated to that land? Metia go to it, can do it to go in. And now now may take them more making one of make on. So from one generation to the other, I was privileged to listen to many stories. So again, I condemn oral history. But I cannot very bend that oral history. Was seeking all that history. No refer to those places. Somebody camera about that time. Because he can wet. So can you ever see a and the toys well? Rehears rehears. See them the toy again for Bombomin no. And that is the advent of Ekonke. Ekonke with the picker, it the pegabam for me. Because Zinam no Ekonke disappear because written document that is steady. Afraid where you go couldn't bo. So Ekonke exists because Omau Tango Yinfu. Again for Yari Tango Yinemo. Aginemo Yari Dokon Ditoya Yinemo. And then it will continue to a generation. Edit documents bomb any CD. And then the screen said days of in. So that is why I said the story of Ibibio was not only oral, but written. And was written in a language that you cannot read today because you did not study it. And it is called Nsibidi. And that's why you see Ejakam understands Nsibidi. Ejakam Kubuno. When you speak Ibibio, Ejakam man will understand you. That you are the brother. And then the only thing to make it easier for you, Rudo an agent of destruction. How do you read them, Sabidi, you know? Sabidi, they can understand you, you understand Sabidi. So Sabidi is a long-standing art of writing. Magoram Fenbo secretly encoded, not for every tribe. So it was secretly encoded. Egbanian Sabidi, Egbonian Sabidi, Akatanian Sabidi, Nabodian Sabidi. So for a frame, so those things were not oral. It was written. And I guess he went Kisong. All right, for example, Abana Kaidongu. I can now ye go song. Omao the penyon who say ye do, a ye you bofian mem fanabagisu. Or me do a mem. Or better, Temenyon, all those signs, Yaba. And by then, I take this every village workers say a fro. I say them a fair bang. It was our ancestors believe that can work by Kaidongu, can Monga what Ukoro Yawat. So I might say sit apart, a nice place in the middle of the village. At Umago Sangogusa Mitaka Sieda in that middle square. So for Monga what I walk it here, Angwang. Ukoro Bungwang, Bunyong Doko Fedo, Yakru Pot. A food talk on one the neck free, Agbaban Karika, Ibonya, a Fiat Asia Dongdo, but Bonsi Tobiodo. Again, I taste it on board, so it don't bother, you know, Sene Woo. CBD don't order, Gadi can need for you come. It's any coming out here, I'm going more to a series, you see it. And I'm born, you don't, Yasia was so any. I can come or the representative of Bongidon. I can come Miss Enewu, 80 more. So it was more organized. Seming bedoko yene kwa ibum fenem. I know that Kenyan history, which was disrupted. History ma ya yetiti. Okay, ariake. Make a document me. The Kenyan nation, they appealed to the Ibibio Union, appealed to the British for a sovereign nation, not a state. And that was in probably 1926 and 28. They appealed to them. I know a nation. The idea of a nation, other members of the Ibibio Union, if any tribe can Nigeria can make it. The idea of education, Ado Ibibio initiate before other tribes they join. Without that, Udo might be the Chief Justice of Uganda and Vice President of Uganda. I'm already with Nigerian Constitution. So all these things, my woman to what calculate all together. I had the power and the authority. Have you making it okay like this one? And show me table number 22. The Ibibio, their sub-tribes and clans by sex and proportion in 1,000 of tribes. All right, this is the Ibibio. Ndi onke meba wo nyongo so be the accu this document. The onke say mewe ma accumenity. And before we accu about this document, ya say iswa this document ekeba before ma return to politics because so these are the Ibibio by tribes, and meaning that Ibibio was adopted as a general name, a conglomerate of people. You see, the first on the table, Anang consists of Anang in particular. I think male population of 60,000 by then 715. Then female were like 78,333. There's overall population on road. And so now you have a back under Anna. You have Afara. You have Ibeset. You have Inen. You have Okasa. And Tigaron Dionga to Okasaba. And there were 10,000 males, 7,000 females. So now you have Andoni. I'm Bakareke divide and Bakareke trace Ibibio. Andoni, he do 5,057. He did 5,444. Iban. Now this is a fact. But with them for Bakareke Adam might is an effect under Ibibio. Their sub-tribes and clans by sex and proportions. Isn't it fucking me? Generally, I can do 12,705. That's the day in row. Even I can do about 12,872. Census. Census, I'm going around 1860 something. A fiat was counted among now isn't me Odot? So I don't know which Odot is this. When you had trace, Uwait was counted among the now you have a get here. Go make it now more against his spell a get by then. A get 10,000. 285 males, then Iban 10,438. Iban and I work ticket. Now, Ubium was classified into a get here. And then Ibono. A week is in Ibono, get young is in Ibono, any other place, Ibono, young other kidem with 1,888. Eden, then Iban 2,071. Now, Iban and I work Ibono. Now, this is it can take identify as Ibibio called Grubodomi. So the Ibibio with a total population of 77,478. That's it. And then Ibane Warakat because he can do 78,727. Now you now have Itam, Ito, Ibiono, Ididep, Iman, Ibesikpo, Ikono, Ika, Enyong, Ofuot, and Odwan as part of the population of the class Ibibio. Then Kwo, very different. And then I don't know this name because Banado changed. Mbuli. Banado changed his name, and I will find that out. So Nset, if you look at this thing now, because Nset is here separate, our meaning that came here in Togon. If you look at that, so Nset is Nset. And was not even a group of me. The only thing about get concern getting and maybe do iman. You only bigger iman me. So make it Kwo more enemy. Now, I don't say only with a population of 8,000 men, 540 women, then 7,433 women. Then you now have honestly, this relation go pogba. When Bakare gets nonsense. So I will find out. Then you have here Okosi, part of Ibibio, Okosi. Then you now have Oron. And then you now have here, I think Usakadet, the original home place. You now have Okobo. Okobo was under Ron Engwang, which was pronounced as Onwan. So Engwang here now comes in. Okosi. Okosi is Okosi. So if you look at this history, I get that what comprises or consists of Ibibio today is this is article ambune kibara ke 16 something iwete ibanganyan, and most of the modern names for the near company ukete yang se mu yo seni se ko me uyo senegami uyo here uyo can be represented here by of forosne udwana sene enyongo sene. Then Ikonosne, Ibesiposne, Imanasne, Didevesne, and then Ibionosne. Now that means can we get a needy debem Gibiono by then? Ito, Petico Bitogua. And all these things, Itam. Then Ibibio here. All together, 475,000 people. Then Iban 485,000 plus. So before when I'm accumulating, based on generation on young man, I don't me. Mbok accu so. KD Wang Poma Baki song or the Fuku the young okay. Oko young man or look at them, I wear it a cool senator. I said, Cool yak, if young wedding food, move from wedding food. I didn't know any come me man or you can. Maybe you know good me man. Because boom, it's going wet. Boom, it's going wet. So yeah, what I don't bomb. Once again, send the when we're Romeo. I got in Nigeria 1862. Mary Kingsley, 30 years old. Kagadoga is a man in Nigeria. Kidorebe. In again, I get back to South Africa. So, daily report on him. That is why I find her book authentic, because it was Mary Kingsley. I can go wherever I be you. My dear brothers and sisters, mbiti yaga kitiem, mbiari dem mi kwa usen. Because your oppressor can never write something good about you. So I repeat again, your oppressor, I want to good. You can make it where it in Bobang. But sinam where a mam, it documents of lost archives. Then Tal Borogas young with them. I'm already buying together a print. Then I have a more library. I wanted to say, me and walk for the man young bonofin. Now, look at this. It is called the Ibibio Sacred Groves. Who said this picture? Yaga fun. Yagre kai to the other day, Bombogi song. It you waga zero. And it here in those days. Who's a good? I want to be in you need you. Sang along it here. Aboke mo is a demonstration. Who young or good? So, here got zero in Noko area. And about some communication, I guess you're going to get here. Here, man, yeah. Now, who said this same? You come back communication this area because I buy wood. So, about one more can know. On your water scenario, Ambakara William, God messenger, I get car a certain place, I get your mission this. Then I bought cocky tear on young geek wood because am I yummy wood on you. So now that was an Ibibio Sacred Groves. It ever as his song. He saw as his song. So now this second picture here. I do a place of sacrifice. It here yama makpa young. I retire mumpon subject sigi fana mewo. Oh, mewu wana yemi dondo ataufa msufando. So anyedi kai tiero ni ibane bene nyenkana bane bene nyekaru. So ege ko me di yon no nyeki tiero. Because as at that time so why can't we debunk the Eurocentric views and perspective and write our history with these proofs and evidence? Solomon Peter, I'm not the Commissioner of Information. Okasa fit be a present day part of House Island. It might be. So if the government, as of today, need enough resources, and the information ministry, yes, school, he can need partner with universities. He's on Ibibio. He bring out their history. The organization kind of history about. If in no history flourish, nursery, primary, secondary school, universities. Then he create newspapers, written documents. Like my senior brother in Imbebeng, he has been striving to be writing things in Ibibio. And I didn't know if for Tom already enough, okay, this setup, and not only him, there is a young man trying to we must speak Ibibio. Ibaga would go interested Kevin Boro. Ibaga would yem culture exist. So are you careful? Why can't we? Who are the we? Who are the we? Because when you talk of the we, I mean those stakeholders in the societies are now like you mentioned that Akwa Ibom my song Ibibio. The University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State University, the polytechnics, and all these stakeholders, maybe doc meeting, the Ministry of Information, again, the enemy, Ministry of Orientation, it's an Uber. Then they go to Fogobas, before they can bring out this, because of what them are worried. Nduko Pibaga, Ima Ibaga. So I be Namdi young bomber exists. I be Namdi. So see now I'm in Nam bomb. Let me remind you. Maybe a good young Casinam non Litian Nam this program Nemembubri. I do send get publication. I know with that ke part of Ibu. Originally the name was Aka Ibu. That is Fanadon Senikangi Wood. Fanadon Senikangi Wood. And anyone who make comment, take comment yeti. Can you ribo that ke Kwaibo Mugwong Aka Ibu? Kiko Negagedo a branch of the Ibus. Itieduke ma rebuke on yet to rebuke to rebuke to something can go on wood. I'm not forgetting the program. And that is why I'm a content creator. Same in TM Nam every time. I do that. Ibibio people, I do interested. It okay many origin. That it go the white take it on your origin. Like last week, pero met your Mary Kingsley. I know the only white woman. I got this the missionaries. And I got it for what reason? Because I got it missionaries they destroy our ancestral shrines. And I'm opposite it. It destroy our ancestral shrines in the name of bringing another cosmos. And then this same woman, Mary Kingsley, I'd forget that if they want to destroy our religion, they should give us something in exchange for what we understand. And I had the woman form her own religion because I ain't going to be a Christian. So meaning that the only person in the history of colonialism then they wanna that Yagabasu Kangen song oda Akedo that very woman, Mary Kingsley. And I hear the comment so on behalf of Ibibio, Darikom now one Mbakara, Aderi Wana Yembakara mo Ibuki Mason that conflict. Mo Ibuki Mason. Because of it bondok. So on behalf of Ukangen, Siko Basi Meditating Yenedu about Fono mo. I really believe that Kedo Senkom Maru, Kadike Ibo, that kept everything that our forefathers were doing. It come Bonsiki Kamibori Kogni Dioibo, Utoibono MI exist, get that society. It come Bonodo, Ntang Bone Keben Uboko Moinang and Timpo. So I applaud that lady. So missionaries say oppose vehemently. Now picture number 3. So in that picture number 3, so sorry, maybe you will carry a phone. Picture number 3, a picture of a place. This first one. Aditiwa. Adgo. Ide magbedi yo wona magbedi yo kokbedo se so ekbedo ko ibeni do ko itiem. Agu wan bakara wedi go mi. Ite ma ben fiene do ko itieru. Enam siko fana fien ke rimboro mi de mo song fien. Now ayogi ba mi edo that ikor itupu ado sacred water. Ado kobo. Yogi ba mi edo sacred water. So the okay, maybe wo ba ke kobo that can testify that ke kobo mine is sacred water. The said this water ke no. Yem bakara awere tung man maybe next week. But was located at Okobo, it was very sacred, which means it can be a part of Mbiam. It can be a part of healing. It can be a place and maybe perform some kind of sacrifice to the ethereal world. Sorry, come back and the ethereal world. I do song to go beyond a rimbo to another kingdom. So now let me quickly rush to figure number 5. And I am here to Mbiam water. I am going to Mbiam a song Mbiam. Again, that time. Iki wakao. Chiakatame Premier do Ken Werekuru. Live in Southeastern Nigeria. So same mambo no kana siong on dise. Ado go nyaka siong ke no kang ne sia da siong bom. Ado go gbero mai mama nyi bitang an Now this Mbiam water at Ikorubo. Unfortunately, nagaga near ni chokwa ibominof ke programa mi. Pero we koroboba. The first three major groups in our nation have their languages published and interpreted in Google. Our government should see to it that Ibibio is published and interpreted in Google. Yes, senior brother in Imbebeng, Tangatak Baniko. So, but Siba come board that Keba Yene Yoruba na Mutum Google. So, Anyen cooperation from Yoruba leaders. So, Anam Boru. Ano Yorubas, maybe young Yorubas say cooperated kanukangen. So me with all your efforts, say namke Ibibio. I do enough. Google it and I'm 3 minutes walk me. I think one day in just mom been camera and Google Office. I make it him. So now I'm okay, I listen a quaibum. That is Ibibio language. It translate go Google let me. Near cooperation of the government, near even Minister of Information, like Benny Agutum, Mibuki. So Naima, and I'm a friend bombing at Tepe. Because it be to go Naima, friend bombing with Tepe. So on that note, Mbiam Wata, Ikorobo, Adumi. Sinam non diong Ikorobo. Ado that now Mama can spell in Yakoro, Ikotobo. So I mean the younger meadow original name is Ikoro. Because Nkenya na wet ikorobo eked root. I define it here take it. So mean trace the young ikorobo room. Ibokamani mbiam water. Arikoro obo. So pre wege shege more in your and saying young one at wet. I do that ma ben mo unyo I saw increase. More saw increase. So even though I was young about it, I'm out benega bedo can no make it. Agamika make bemedo talk on Yaman on Bonifenus or increase. Then he satak bemenyeko. Because the purpose of Biamam. Megwaitan Abaniko, Kido di Wodo. Now, as we all know, Biamakedo, Upokang, Uboke Moidi Yongam Boy Bang anything. Moisenaku Bokam Bagu, Ikoromi, Moiginia. So what you go for Niate Metang Abaniko for the a worrying one. After 3 days, Ubudu. So I won't be go accused Fienedu about some things saying you know clean Fien. Eboke Siki Tanga to Gisonso. So young yet Fienesio. Mamia, what about this man? About that ke Ida Moiba Ibibio land. Get this man was a famous leopard. Meaning that go put your maniko or Fubo Yakanamutum King Wangfu. Then a football and ye Kokomo Yagafon, it up Maro, sorry, go for Yam Bogging. Kate make it weekbe. He demamo. Ajarikbe. So come as an intimate, you know. Then that leads to another story I'm going to share me. Let me quickly share this people. Abo kama about mboneke rat people. Nkaipo. Ebo eke siye no dokoti for nkaipo. So abo mi and there is a king. Okay, yeah, they said that. Maru kokosong for in millions. That's what the young say nam. Ekwo marok atata fre fong se gani ma fo sang ifet. So abo ngodi miam bogi don't abo listen rat people. We know well who you are. If therefore you do not stop troubling us, we will catch you and kill you in your human forms. After this, the rat folks were afraid, and so they left off annoying their neighbors. A similar juju is said to have been put in force by the foot people to rid themselves of the swarms of sandflies and mosquitoes which were troubling them. Eboke food. While Ngangu Ganga Anyong go, I get a go because me come now, I walk as it will go to the sort of food who could. It walk that and to do that walk down. So I bought the Miam Bondinabo Gaibo because it was a kind of cult about that ke kem diono ikpi mani nam ke mo yai na me mo mdu for human form e good so ebo bo ngam yam bo woni don ebo after this the rat folks were afraid and so they left off annoying their neighbors ebo yaga we do akodu kidon now this is Ibibio style teaching. Then a similar juju is said to have been put in force by the food people. It ran song. Song get a fian to tweet them weme. And song can lead and song can mong song be wooden fun song good young. And then a gonna union. Hey, Tabong walk area in millions. That is it. Adada. Kufok. That's Ukan Nabong Obene. And on this occasion, Chief Henshaw, Matthew Chief Henshaw Idagaru. And Yakeke appoints as a political agent of Southeastern State. So Yakado Chiven Shogarun Subo had to go back on a tribe. Bakariki Nebia. Because Bakariki understand Obanyon Obom Body Ayagafon. At Yanginemiko. As at that 16 something. At Yanginemiko Odian. Chiven Shogbatang Inemiko Odian. How no Fien. It is considered that Kemero bless. So he was the one. Young some part. And Chiven Shaw ain't nobody been capital of Nigeria, Nyong Calabar. Again, and Suboism. So, and then on this occasion, Chief Henshaw was present and witnessed the rite. Immediately on the completion of which the plague ceased, the name of Juju employed for this purpose was Uruangaibe. Monsisi Akyumbo politicians, he won't accuse though. So, the young uncle, Tom Boro maybe back and Peno, Siki Geruangaibe. At first sight, it would seem strange that the souls of human beings should be taught to enter so diminutive a body as those of sandflies or mosquitoes. Mamate, Kedum bomb by them. Adikit that coupon. I came in talking bossy separate them boy, but song. I don't song operate. Then came me mo young idiom for the first time. Da, bomber bagara. I got a mo idememo. That memo young idiom that coupon of wood. I came in mosquito or mosquitoes. As an Indian for Pogum Fen. So, frame now. A good time, what a woman frame me. I got wolfy and maybe a one so. I will have a good dumb body baga. That is why I'm bending with him in the. So, the amount of young here for the young about that can walk about me 18 something. I testify of a for free call me. Franklin Frank, Medio, Couvray Seven, Medio, Yang Song right to follow me come to Fumoke. I do a tongue bomb for me, Senkama Wati, Dinam non do for a coup. So, make when a year. So, my cook came and get a call, say, get a book. Am I ba? Men and my brother in Imbebenga the young year. Pero me young bread agado. I won't want Bakara wedding bob and bread agado. Saying you were about bread agado, but Camado so mysterious. Kage carried the sacred bed dance. And I will go and make a say walk a special occasion. Kishi walk on to me. And since I'm no me, into my dear brother in Imbeben Gembre Meadow that I know family I embrace a codar. Get territory I'm in Togo. And Mboing Kantang, Kitian Tiagami, how sacred. Same God can wear a madu. Now I'm bread wood. Because so any. The young may in and that's why we will obtain a copy of that book so that I forget go to go. It's not about me, it's about Mboneke before even our fathers. Now, the first picture and the consider Frebrero good. Werero yakero. That first picture. Mbubo fien get my own father. Akembo nomien. Ado a priest in this order. My own father had a priest, get that order. Uturegbe. My brother in Imbe you Turegbe. So now, Bredo Geru Turegbe, it is a Kodami. Ado Abonginam, Abiyainam, wearing the crown of the famous idiom called, it is Megarobia idiom. Some border the Ganyaki water model. At this level, these people were so holy that they were so holy. Sanga 2 meters. Maybe the and in my village, if my brother in Imbebeng is still there, I will be my witness that even for then we have Chief Ambrose Urondem. We have Eitamitiat. We have Obongo Sabo. We have my father. And all these people. I don't know. These people were people to go. Kenyan me to go yin. Make it nang it me sat. A guy right tang ko to be to go and get a minimum and return. Mtanga nyedo because the boy to go yin can the camera and send Kenyans you. Some bang bong word about oral history. Ya wouldn't quote me anywhere. Minga get Kenyan. So obong in Amadomi. Before word in those days, I do be young before Roginam. They were capable of living more than 200 years. But in some cases, Abongina Magasia da Kigbo. Imi Yamiti again Rimboroba. Adwa a good may take Temo. Abogamo can need Tiaba. So, some senior brother for your support. So, Abonginam. Imi Yamiti Rimboroba. Agbedo edi doko yen on any information. Kesen yen nam gutema mokwenge. Wele gamitangi ko ifang. Some of them panangang last week, and which Kukwanang was here with us. Some of them, like Ukbongwa, Getangaro Kikore Pene, Garongoro by that polytechnic site. So, Eboku Ukbongwa, a week ago, those people like I see Bong Rimbut mysteriously. Now I'm more young design and more young Bong Rimbut. And so, yes, yeah, Ibong inam of Ikot Ubo. Yes, saying Yara the Kiwood of Pony Young Kayara Rikiko Pono, Iko Ibibio, Young Pono. Now, the last picture, though, because of pocket, though, Ming wet say wet kiss on the just say it here, okay, Yakat Kate here, okay, with you one more, a court messenger. Oh, all right, this is different. About this palm leaf hut, in which sits the mother of a gong. Basiki Kerekong, maybe a gong or wicked issue. Now go make it down, a baby baby who can and I get tongue about oral history. A Congo get or calls. I Congo a be a Congo. My brothers and sisters, moving can. Mfanem tangi kom bang a wood, Ibibio Kong. I don't know what it means, the Ibibio Kong. In fact, check by record and borrow in them, Ibibio Kong for them. I can buy them for me. Now, in the process of Omomediong, let me go in there later. Abam boy could Rikai Koroku. Somebody to bring anybody from a Akwa Ibom state. Abogi Mikbono go yari contest, Mimiamo Gasentangar. Kenya Rokofian that I will defeat the person based on what I know. And I'm familiar with all these things. Segbe priesthood mo ampenem. Rokofian mo first class of that priesthood. And that's why into we send jam keke kinwa. I understand it in the yona na man tiegero. So mbetang katanan jang do and jangatinam. Before war, I become a biaidion. The process of bonititi. I do a long celebration of over 3 months. And I mean it support it because biaidion be the compound from different walks of life as long as Ibibio land, even Obudu, Opopo. Ikomo go jagbero mo ibang afre yai rongo. So na item di ITT no mo. Yai ngo go ITT. Then the day of ceremony, the Ivaneka, Ideneka Antiko Yeneke, Karu Senebu, Woro. Yai Woro, Wobi, Idobia young, the Yai Woro, a focus physically, Yai wood. And every would do big bar for a whole 1 day. A big bar for 1 day. In Yakagidem. Now, in case some would before 44 Obia the young army, I gemadi achieve this priesthood. Emma Wuru young ori. And I do what fear do. I do a transitional joining. Eboka Kaitie Kuru, Ikorokbu. Eboka Kaikorokbu. But I may yami the Onsiko Ibibio and Kagwan because a time is coming, the Tangi Poiko. But the Yabu them Abu men Zili Korokbu. The other time, my will mouth good young Ibibio Kuru Kurubaito. Didn't challenge me, not for the meaning. And y'all know what. So, Ikorokbu. That is sacred land. Ikorokbu kebi kibo lecture. Ikorokbu kebi ikukbe fien. Nanga memfang nanga bi Ikorokbu is a spiritual world. You will meet people when you get there. Eya ikono fien memfang. Oh, introduce fien on merong. Then another thing of a young Ikorokbu. Eya ukbe fien. Nangabiru Guru sang rokai. Ugu po sentangaro wet kisangaro akio memiemo. Eya kwefien kikorokbu. Sebi rikaman kwa uneni namo ma rokai. Then fang kere di afokete kisrekai. Good weapon kwa uneneru. Mfangaro tangi ko uno fien yung rokofian suto urong moisiko. And so, Oben fangaro yung obedom fangaro isiko urong ikwang. Varo yao do coffee and another sister leaf. Ababugi benidian me momo. And yet go udong. So and then Aba Mfang Yerong Mina ante for that nkanga. No matter what, I will authorize Kafian. Haridan Fangaro na wa Mfangaro before it. So many Fangaro Kamiya Kai. Orang ada yang kuaunin, so na to kuaunin, na tong kuaunin. Before further aran fangar. Wait a minute. This is just some minutes past. The hour of 9 o'clock. Mbok my time me am late. Non some dog bang nufu. Very waiting. I'm so sorry. Oh, yeah, adjust my time. So I'm making a cuckoo down Russian Narido. It's really a pity. So about 10 miles ahead. And then men on Boichi to go, you will move and make bong. Then the next picture here. So the next picture, dinam nomben picture under until very frightened me was he say gonna you. Moon said it was the one boga be say especially boys said in jum. Ba good old subang for me nagagi song by your ancestors. Ito ba may mga sesero? Apa picture A picture, I will explain that. A picture. And I want to tell everybody here, it's not. Oh, sorry, sir. Yes. I want to saying adjust. You are right. I started very early. I'm so sorry about this. So nyasi compare time before ntongo. So picture So me a shock for ke won bagara ke sundi seru. Nero bana ton phone for say me kama phone say kai go phone. Anyen de ti bon ke do beri do bagara ke siu. Ya kan bona na ki songro ba kurugu. So what happened here is Maro with me buke Nandida Ubok Ufyunum Ado kai kon yoko with her eldest son. With her eldest son. And let me repeat that Kevin Bomagas is so sober. Her eldest son name Akbane Bunyoko. So am I near their offices, responsibilities? And I want to repeat it. It was forbidden. There was nothing that led me to a topic called Utwangdok. So, but I'm going to Utwangdok. I want to go Ibibio. Interpret this on. The professors of history, Ibibio Lane, this program, you know. No, what my senior brother in Imbi good born come see mission. Young even my born come see mission compare say. The same my good from very wordy. Yeah, very easy. Hello, Babu, try would nobody go. Yeah, young exposed. And then I'm boy Bibiolan says, make academically, and more Yaben. Yaben Califla. Because me kaka down to the bottom of the business. And yet bono can education say more good. No, the under you know the idiom. So a guy bodum with her eldest son. And the law is that Namani and the Gadikara. I'm so sorry to say. So before Mbakara asion the same. Made it. And another thing I do. Am I saying Biame Bokoma do it by your own say? Biam Wuronye. So it was not allowed. I don't know. I think I walk a second this from same mama with. I wouldn't digison this I could yogum. Yet by panic when yogama by bow. And ya what fin a little picture. It here AK exposed Kenya, no ye escape dead, but able cake me and yaki kong. Abai kong. A panic book a seal me and yemo, so I got me and yaki kong or. Ebo yama young women mama good. And then and yes, so called can mean a patrim. My brother, I will even make it up talking about. Make it comment, my brother, doctor, you are an authority in this field. No one can compete with you. Sir, I mean to go. The thing I do that. Tongagu yen me. Make these things that sang but there are places that will make you kind of based on my age. But then you go by some places and get a based on the fact that my father was there. So I yes no me. And I was still small when this person, Chief J.D. Sema, who was in the Commissioner of Information, as he Eddie consult him bomb before Southeastern State by then in Ambo. Then there was Abong John Equere, when I was a small child. That was before first Festac 74 and 77. About member say the Nigerian government. And then in that me and as a man got his white you get. Good as he couldn't boy, a brikun, Gabrikun. You know when it goes, I get Festac 77, Gabaragri. So there are things that I can say, and there are things I cannot say. Get this program. So, but a professor of history, I worry. I competition. I mean, open up. And open up. I am making open up. Ibibio boy there. So, I go near the I do a very terrible one. Mary Charles Bassey. I made you happy weekend to Young network. I forget my debate. So, song again. I go near the like my community, I belong to only one family. I the way now me expand in case you don't know. I would back and bog up here in the cement up. So yes, and can expand this year on Canada. A coroner umiana. It's a control and Usanya work bumpany war. And before Umiana war, something is happening in the village. Adia Kedo word wempo or would originate ka. Umiana go ya war. And I'm sorry about war. Ya new folk as because Abido Papa ye water metal. And Umiane go war me ye or wood. Umiane can never enter again. And then according to now and the young bombang Umiane go. I see a cocoa for wouldn't take wood away. So Ekbebo Umiane go war as a den. Young that I yen to Miane go because Ekbo get a government, Ibibio land. Young that I tell you Ekbo a war. Nkang barek boya figure normal, but that's in France baba. But umiane go ma won kang I boy war because I came wood bumfin. So then there was an obong umiane bo. I can hear boy guru san umiane bo. So I'm a prepaid bo yem ya war. And I say sang mum. So bad, that's sang mum. Anaba on a mission. And then the law is a good was Shonika week by Yari be your bone. So no for the young and get your car. Ayari be your bone to cleanse the land for the cleansing of the land adum. So my young odi, and only at a time. Now me and go me be ye go be con a keremo. Without it be ye we con a kere. But if con a carry ton can make 12 midnight. See, I be walk from 12 a.m. to another 12 a.m. Can be yawn. Then I'm a con a carry walk for about to because about the organ thing be yemo. So now about a war present them. And then he calls about be tang and you only cause a be quite quambum. Tai quambum mayanium bomb because that same particular umianekbu is a spirit. Brother Emmanuel Omo Kereka. So you are at the corner. How do we get the book by Colonial Administrator Mary Kingsley, who wrote the life in Southeastern Nigeria? All right. No the book. Make but they block some part. So unblock. Yeah, I remember I went to Kaduna in preparation for Festac 77. I also went to Kaduna with my fellow student to present Ubomi song, but I didn't go to Lagos for the final. And sir, thank you so much for Adinem and Nemeru Yankup. Ukudok Stadium Calabar. Kusam Stadium Calabar. ayaket a maiden ada gadu aken boy kurung kwung is only wakakedo. So that maiden akedo mbreke koro siano boypa amoike win her first duck 74. That was in Badagry. So besides that maiden, it's Yagadado opposite stadium, Calabar. I work with the young and the young men, so on so men jangan paniko. Beside that maiden, in fact, maiden is Yagadado opposite Calabar Stadium. So say. No, for the young, how mysterious what I'm talking about is. Who say again? One young lady opposite that stadium. Good say you want any about this or say koro ya boy back. So I do break koro siano boy ba, which by then was so mysterious. Yes, and put on drum for Benny and Angaba. I won't want to go for koro more. I'm more says your young one go for a baby by then because so weak is he a baby. I see your one at you. Am I go of Siana boy bound of him? Ibaga wana yet usaneke fefega just a diko ku bereke consult asiano boyba and by sonko for diko ke awan for ke consult ibanism. So the government was terrible, crucial. Itu come boss work bend that government akambremo and yes Lord Makati ake were no British Parliament as at 1932 abukem boy mo idike free kami. The moral behavior, the education. Because there is my brother, I'm going to talk about oral history, but you know, he be beginning oral history. Because in my Indian Sabidi, a language of communication. Mpesa ako sang dukat fien. Hindi ako get it to ming wet kisong uno fo yung amboro mi zero. Ami ufat fien. Hindi ako get it brother. Ingini fro. So all those things that can make time some bodo mature. Yari do saying you name me pretty wet Sabidi do send as a language in China yung any echo. Pretty wet from bodo is good. So it was only that colonialism make interrupt history. It wasn't telling you about it on Bonicot. You might do enlighten. And I refuse to believe that. What was the oral history? Oral history was ordained by God from Genesis. Again, the choice well is he went me. Is he hence the coming of a conke? He might see Tangam Bokomi. He tangutong the tondufu. Wow, say Bible, you can rehearse in the ears of your children, rehearse this story. So if I rehearse Mokom to as a conke to Moses said it only Wendian. And I can rehearse how. Because when Boma get to make Africa. And I work when you get oral history, I pray. I had a free civilization. Akatong Egypt. University. The first university of the world, Akatong Egypt. Afenbo, Akatong Egypt. That is why Mary Kingsley, Akadi opposed fellow missionaries, Aboke destroy African religion. And I have said here before that Kem Bakari be with 10 Mary Kingsley, Kemwana Yemo, Korogero Wombakaramo. Then Mary Kingsley in their parliament. Abo more can do for their religion, so can do for no more in exchange. No religion, some more given in the quarter of Nasia, a quarter of fuel, and then Rwanda, Barabodi for that came bomb. Jawu Mado do cried with the quarry covers. It closed down, it shut down many churches, it shut down many pastors. Eboya Moika universities. So, what can I say here? Network of Friday. So I observed that it's so now it's trend of wood. But Mabu name yai name Mike Wangami. Because what is flowing in my head or name 18 name me non dufu. Bang yaya biosen do the power of Ibibio before colonialism, the government of Ibibio land. It boom make me. And so you cannot accuse this. And make out one story and camping. So and yeah, you can tell me. Yeah, ikatemi. Eko reiteru. Ani enyango. Ije sokokan me. Ngi yami tangi ko miane puru again because it is very deep. Sorry, Yankot. Kai ko miane puru very terrible. Umiane pogero for execution. Execution. Ama war. Ana agwo di yawa wo community. Amara ko kere dia osen. Maro ke picture kere dia osen according to the white woman, Mary Kingsley. So dia osen with her husband. So say Mary Kingsley tanga banga dia osen here do. Ekbon ka wo mama dia osen already. Say for kere do ba yo. After fen boy yo dia osen ki dem. Ananyen daga tai titi. So mami tanga ko banga ekbon ka wo. How deadly and how delicate adugo. And I conclude that Kewo Baba can underestimate boy Kurik Bunkawu. And that a few weeks ago, in my advice, I will be on Dodo. But you yami don dog, yami tie, Kewo dido single. He to come from Baba carrying young widow fen or could know anybody. I do a decision not to go back in go bono. Paul Apostle, young wet, who say Bible. But we don't make Paul Quarico. I come now, Paul Abu. I don't buy who say good. How will you that get? I can opinion no more. God tell you how you buy how say he do. Jam get young that so. But keep off on a wood here without a one. Proof. All right. So the house and the book of the house and the house and it is so your because it won't go. Mama the house. Now the picture below here. I do. Court Messenger William. Who said, on this head, our court messenger William. I carried to go Kayada, I do, is on them. Ibibio. I am in that book. Ebogiti Megagere in the square at Ikoriko Ibun. At the where he was nearly killed. And then this say, for Katarun, this say, Kaikburu, this. God messenger William. And you guys is a version this said. So Ekbo ma kona nye yopo nye kemfang ikorekbo. Nene boke ama akpa nye. Yung akpa yung ebo ko nye kudi mfiawo. Ke somewhere kukang nye do. Okay. So now mejete nye ke siye ko diambakara. Body on a meditating in a gissy good Makara 10,000 euros a ben a recharge card for more with some kiss on the booking. So that try to practice a little in a Ibibio. I take 10, you know, so I guess he could be Makara. Very important. Okay, Professor okay, me ba. I worry him borrow. Or he accuse me. So the picture by young me. Busem boy Ebopodo, you will agree that Ibibio might on Egypt. Bodo do a mini kind of pyramid. I do a mini kind of pyramid. And that pyramid, you can see even in Amsomo. Let me repeat this back to you. Before Ibibio can see Tombo. I can see that record for 7 years. And before any part of Ibibio be or run naked anywhere. May one move when your man repeating bomb funny what move. Even according to the division of Bakara make the fight can you what yen. I can set safe. I want to Ibibio. Even Saturday do in your neighbor Ibibio because that population charts and that's a what mufuro. I get Ibibio. Insect is an Ibibio. But for the interest of unity and peace, Bakara Medic coordinate after we're into one body. From our ancestral lineage, Ibibio, including a fact. In fact, including a Jakam, including a Koi, including Andoni, including a Jo. SNK, but politics. politics. What he would have Freddy and Keredu. So that won't want to come Mewu Akba. So now, Pyramid. Oh, your wife says Mbakara was called Minikosi. Minikosi. Ito Mbakara. Minikosi. Idado yam push means since young siak sem Minikosi edu. Minikosi. Ito Mbakara. Oh, I saw him push. I took in my yamboko. How? Oh, senior brother, I am pushed on the accent Bakara Gedo. Say, many calls here to go Bakara. I advise him Motio, our dear sister. Motia, one young friend, I had called me on. I don't about them of a women, very woman to do a Google. So call me on Ganga, don't continue. Okay, Yabame, Yanyo, my carry quoted. Nsan and Jack number me. Okay, I see you bang a secup. Oh, network of manufana. Engage me no yem film because engage me with raw history. And previously, Yaminam history Bangaron. And so Yai Benake Roninam Bong. Bong be face or run. A boga bambamemi. A boogie bum film. No, it continue, but Bong Yai, young man running to get many to run. All right, so many course go now gang in a gesi good Bakara do bambo kirk many course. So, the game about what young and bog get many courses send a 5,000 recharge card for you. Word book is sending many courses in zero many courses. I can answer that. I worry, okay, I will answer. My senior brother in Imbebeng, you know, finish story. I open up Mbogom Parawa Ibibio chapter 1992. Inaugurate Calabar chapter. Mbogom Parawa Ibibio. Parawa Boniface Quere, Bogobi Contangaro. Ya support came on Ikido chairman of Mbogom Parawa Ibibio Calabar chapter 1992. So, I'm in Getangiko Kikereke who are Ibibios. And inside that house, I work Professor AJ Sen. I get income in after that. Then Mbanyambo, Sam Young, if you're a professor at University of Calabar History. Then, Sinam no Menga continue Keke history and Paramount ruler of Urwe Fongoruko. Urwe Fongoruko. Mboing Tia Yangamo, Kefamem. Paramount ruler of Urwe Fongoruko. Akembo Mien. Aboyen me. Bukuru se for Tengdi Yapaniko. Edi mewidi maga dikop se foting den diene mekbri akakaka mbok mekbe fi ubok ntembok kuna maba. So after that came in cease from Mbogom Parawa Ibibio because aya inam jang if ibari tebri ka aya inam no. In fact, Nagberon 10 Jangaru Akbarawa Ikobi Mokono or Parawa Samuro Motan or Parawa Wemedi Mo Messia Ndo Medo proud of them. They are wonderful Ibibio people. Or Parawa Okonime Ekobi come by Tang that Kenyanikara. Ndoka family ekwere ke farafion opposite for mondak kini Parawa Ekobi Mokono akeba Kanu chapter Mbogom Parawa Ibibio that year it I create ke Kwaibom state that gentleman ikbong a trailer load of cement. Sadiko now announced, ke create a Ibom State. You know, a trailer load of cement. Sakedo idila. Yaradison, the foundation of ETA Sokaibibu, Akwa Ibom State do. A what cement from Kano. It is some Akwa Ibom land. Tunde Ubega. Agero governor get received that trailer load of cement. So Guinea Yeri Karandoga Faravio. Yes, here my war boundary don't. It mean what? Mbara Ibibio Tang what boundary. By the time I am made of Faravio, what boundary? A white eye book on a get and do got. A friend of Faravio, you may be talking Paraguay be walking to Galani, look for a query. If I ain't couldn't do a got. We may be more. Mogo women come into you, Tom Boro. So now, 17 Tangi Tiem Tangan Ten Doi Kek. She's telling me she gets the name from the song Pong Me Yedesi, Kemi Ndogo Manikosi. And Yaven Manikosi. The brother Emmanuel Omoy Kereka. Akbani Koga Futang. MICA Bouquet Aresi. It referred to many cosi. But many cosi to go Mbakara many cosi. And he said, well, a young as a young Siaka young Sem Bakara Kekang and made a J10 and I guess he good Bakara. Many cosi, Yerum Bonofin. Berapa tanyang? Ada ko mat siya kanyang adu. Ayakup, a popular musician, akadugo Ibibio land ama koi kwasen anyang adu. Anyang adu number one anyang ekesen ne a musician adu ke use ke Yakup. Ayano da kakuda, ayano brangang kayang. Ayano do ikawdo, ayano brangang kayang. By song for Kanwana Yao to Brangan Kayang. So Nsido Brangan Kayang. Sim Boydo Brangan Kayang. I had a man bad or I had a 2,000 naira credit. I had a phone for Nsido Brangan Kayang. He called Ibibio. Oh, hey, Baba never come for him. So Yaniki going to get pictures of me. Who could say that monument said recording phallic juju. So nseke say nambo. So it's a spiritual belief system that was practiced in West Africa by the people of Nigeria, Benin, Togo, Ghana, and Cameroon, specifically before Mborok Tingwang. So, the other man make a boy called Idio Ingwang. I woke up on Mborok by Idio Ingwang. Idio Ingwang are those spirits. I say, I don't want to Ingwang ama. Namoy wo Kembubre you. Is in boy bang a seguro keto. That is why I get say Ewa Korikoro 7 years before it got a free court key Bibiolana Gassiana and Teda 7 years. And Emma Temikoro do Emma, my Temenya Frema Ewa Ikoro before it tombo. So I guess Ewa Waikot. So yes, in this object is a kodami, a good maru, good phallic. Am I one porema? So he wouldn't bomb, but say, I can now to go to the pyramid. As Yagabake Egypt, meaning that get this object, if your object to do into Egypt. So this phallic, KKC Ben Ewa Wangamo. Then when one say wari wanga do ima, iba se fubi sen ki song. Come on, buckets up there. We can use fertilizer. Some may take 10 years and ki song. Akasie odok tutu ibong po. Tutu foni ko ikitanga ki Ibibio. Kedo mai tom dem is idong. Pero medo taji ni Ibibio completely ko no. Mai tim tom dem is song. Kaya sisi tepe. So nyesa na ming what that picture. Mbo kem poro siedo mai burima. Tom isum poro. Sana yak. Mporo kingwang. Tutu sene temfenem. Atame soy na nam yam festival. Ukang yene mai siye nam yam festival. Eviare nama ke bakba. Bakba ama rock. Ake siye na. Awo kere kate. Ebe na bakba ro eke kongi songwemo. Brother idim bebe. So sangoy mai tom demi dong uria siye do idem. Hey! Ayene kamba wo for many vyong banga wo mi yong ke boy bangan bebeng. Ke de bum. Yong ke me ke manuru asa kofro do. Gbero nyinem dum. Mai do kotongo. Hidi akambo. Kai swa mango ke siye da itie filling station or. Easy manifest ke nyongo mango to hey bong boy ka. Ama si di ombe benga wabi da ai bong to yin. Imai ngwera ma ba jeni ngana ba mi da ku yirem gidem yesana. From ida yesana nyini frido mbut. Ugang bebengi da karu. I manifest to kemangu. Bebenga nyongo iko banyeruda. En to yin egedi. Nyini ki sere ki pay visit. No ikamba wo ki dong nyin te gbero dong. I make sure okay, I may receive to go in. So in those days, mas yen me bo na nam non to you. All right. Sai. I mean I'm no and me ki wor me one phallic. And then andida do apatremi. Put on phone for good night yakat as at 1860. About that this is a chief in Ibibio. Now I guess he's not for as at this time, Mukono woke about temmo. Ebo keke shakene, Ibibio shakene, from Mogakere, Ikbiya. Nja yama kaba by Kamba, we all support or explain Sido Ikbiya, but we don't get Ikbiya. Koi Ibibio. And I'm saying, baby, neck complete tongue boy, you go Ibibio, make me even know. He look Ibibio because Yakub bomb me back at the language Ibibio. Ikbi yami, I don't language Ibibio. And so, me froke yero tie to it. So, Yamata Tangayam. I can update Kubium town. He got it to put to it, Matatang. So young man explain. Say mama with him. Ke chaptang with him. Young good number me giba idaru. Jacob sinama ming kot itiero ben pes. Mbakendian. Hado itong bako kene meiti. Abo ikore topo. The next place of importance on the main route is the chief Ubium town. Abo ikore topo kedo the chief Ubium town. Pero ba we got it to put me and when you ngoba. Move your bibo ya anam acumenamor. Ibane can ban as young fianza. Oh, ya can tang bong ba. Ibane can ban. Say. Oh boy, bam fanigo book of Sitangar. So, to call it town at all is somewhat of a misnomer. Arikoru ikore topo kekedu. The main township of Ubium people. Then came on Bikoronye town. For like most places throughout the district, it really consists of a collection of isolated compounds. Isolated compounds, that for me don't okay. I do go be a compound, but about take on one, look at the men's don't okay, ya both all saying whether ya mama ya explain on off for ball. So isolated compounds spreading out for miles on either side. It is a strange spot, very strange. And at first sight, looks a mere village. Wavering, almost invisible food tracks lead to the scattered homesteads. Well, some more might maybe you. So more get tupo by then. So I will go for me. I do that get back to uninhabited places. We don't okay. But if you get tracks, it barawu. You get it barawu. So food tracks me. I you live here. Nte ufa the wo me we won ida do oike kampo yon ide be duru kete wo gaisen. Amid which strangers might wander for days without finding more than a tithe of the cunningly hidden dwellings. That's who could take percentage. Yes, and you use the word tithe. And you know, for example, Mike Beru, who could take tithes, make a little percentage of me was sitting on here. Yet, for any great event, Mount Uncle. Tweetian send Oboyam send a pamphlet on Kenny good, make a mission a year. At the yet for any great event, the place can pour out its inhabitants by thousand. So I will man bagarabo. Can you make by Moide Matio? Kiko is okay, tang me. Ke emission and keep you me for many days. How we could tell you. Adu, am I going up your yani to sorrow? Say nam Maro Tekebi Krewo in thousands. Mbuing explain it here on Canary. Akbena, are you say Maro Tang? Adi young Nangam Bogaba Kisong of Waibu. Because Bumano good further can wereru. Ayakop nanga maro wedebu. Keba temme wo moike don so se. But to rimboro be febu kete wo ki kore tupu. Kore tupu ki korobo. Ne aga meba wori on ki kore tupu ngo. Ega misendo you know. So now just you feb. This is interesting. Bong nega say picture. Me make it say where Ibibio showing teeth filing. A free work sit back Ibibio by then. I guess if I file it more. This is 1860 something. I guess if I file it. It was believed that Emma filed it, Emma. And then they come up with it song no about them boy come more but come more. Moi can even then a moist some way mom. Da, the boy Maudum Fian catered it. Boggy, yes, and walk. It got numb now. I don't want to be mom. I will with your Budum Fian catered me. Can you carry one who don't make me? Then a mouth don't fear. According to that, Mamma, my table don't fear. Wow, okay. And run the way every day. So, Ivan, so I can Ben R. and Basi. Thank you so much. So, okay, brother Omo Gereka. Young Vonem JT, that will quite woman for do. Young Vonem G2. So, I make it ready to do. But say the wrong widow. About picture on court can see you get here. But what picture on you? I'll be a go get me the mail. So, make it ready to do. Bocado. Teeth filing. I got a bangbo. It was a serious and one of the most dangerous weapons. Comedy on ke Congo by Daram Kwasi Kanga Siega Kuenge, who went one. Then Idaram Kwasi Ikanga kuengagero. Anna take action. So we take the action kangubo. Either food on the Chinese, the young carrot. Or more Chinese. So if you adopt the system of filing their teeth. Men say come and meet yat kegisi bene file it we can make it young tom bomb. But I will check on that. By my faride do faride do sobo. Da. In my yard did it do work fin. Now there is a country in Africa. It's a file edit. Somewhere in Sudan. Somewhere in Sudan. And I saw I filed it to do them for them. It's a practice KBU Congo. I filed it. Then I've the same Dutch photographer. I guess you. Now I filed it. This is filed it. I'm here with IT. You made a picture of Otabenga. Let me see. Menja can share him. No, I can say. I guess he filed it me for Icon. Now the first picture of me. So you see our relationship with other tribes. Okay, Africa. Kevin Bomaso extension of the Bantu. Forget Ibibio Magwo. Kaisanko. Sister, brother, relatives. So let me share Otabenga. Young get me. Otabenga in Gongo. If I file it didn't go, but the same similarity. Ibibio History who filed it. So I forget now free ban so I am timami dagam. But you didn't gang in it, so I filed it. Say, that is so bad, Yogiban. I put a room on them die. I'm glad you get me here. Immediately, you got a waggle for. Where we get it? I put a man and you know me. I will want about share boy, we're going to kiss. Say, you know, because so this one, I get that I'm going to see a cup kiko Ibibio. Now we waited to Farikan, the organ mimic of such language about. We waited to Farikan. So, of course, there is a picture of Otabenga Gegungu. So, and you know, a very clear picture of Okadananko that kept filing of teeth. I get Otabango, okay, our own land. And then before, Mbamaba, Bogmana said this 1860 to 1900 kind of population. Table number 2, the Ibibio, their sub-tribes and class by sex and proportion. Mbakara again among 1860. So this story is beyond any professor. Because a professor begini akum fenem, iki mana ke this thing. Maget pamphlet nangaba. Ke adom bo ke peye me di ben nam no phone. Now on this table, you got sub-tribe of Ibibio, sub-Ibibio tribe. Now, and class by sex and proportion in the thousands of the tribes. Anang. And then when you listen to a sub-tribe like Anang, comprises of Anang, General Anang, then a Bakasene, Afara. Yakobo, Anang any Faro Kanafon. And now this Afara. You go one place in here, Afara. Let me correct that. Afara moki basico. Thank God. Ke toilet hear me. Ibaraba in a system. Mogo yamara saki koide. Bombre. Okay. So Afaru kana fon moroba. And then the other Afara. Fari korok Bangkok. The other Afara kenang. They are Faraki Besipo. They are Farake. I think Serenia Farah Fiong. And there are several Farah. And that was why I could put by 10 years on I could get Farah. So, I didn't care to go over Farah Bago Kanafon. A Farah Bag, maybe you're one Amaru. They are Farah. Men are Farah, Farah Tai, a Faranset. So, a Farah group. It tell you the Farago sang it. So I going to go so me. Now, a Voniaminko under Nangania, ye besit. And who say now your wedding board of better men come on, you can be cheat. He be cheat. Here 14,000 men. Ibana Morgan 17,000. Ayakan Korinen. Ayakan Okana. The American pronounced Kukana. I get Okana. We're gonna get 10,800 men. Then Ibana more get 7,000. Ibana, didn't my work on Iban. Ke Etienne. Memanan repeating him. Okay, Aaron Mafuro Farubodum. Keron. How gang do forget Sokabaram Indian? Do video Faram. So it's Siono Faradomi, which comprises of Anang, Ibibio History. And these all are brothers. All the Afara together are brothers. Then take one or that time through migration. Now you now have Andoni. So for Babam Bakara Mikeda that medicine Andoni. Ibibio as a sub-tribe. Andoni. Eastern Obulu. All these places, I do were sub-tribe. Now, under Andoni, come make it for me. May we forget Tanga history. Akagaben were 1800 America that gave is yet classified as Ibibio. Then that is why the question comes: who are the Ibibios? And one of the ancient Ibibio words, Sansiaganko. Nanga. Akumene make a party to Ikaipe because if we take memory to Ibibio. So Ibibio is more right. Mufito Gombonedem. Mufito Ibibio. And you membone dem no iko kwenge. And on that note, Abaiko Ibibio Fenemerico Butang. Ket Calabaku. No way for Uko wood. But Mugintang Kitian. Abaiko. To go wait for my Akio. If I get into your name and I can venom media on the core. But who put down a core of Kitian to wait for the young? I'm sure K came team of wood. But moving down a core. My book history and number. There are so many things as the nigga history. To go wait, we can't tongue because I do delegate. So dear K forget here, my argue to go argument. I saw me, but you call me Ntanga. Ntanga was the original place in Ikorokwikon where the original dispersion of people took place? No. We have Afara in Anang. Their relatives are in Afariket, Afarube, Afaritami to Afarabong, in Abak. I will contribute to on the migration trajectory humanity from Egypt someday soon. Very good. Now Arad is telling you they have a Farubodum in Oron, they have a Faribri, and they have a Farukwang. Can you see that? And then a Farafiong. And now a Faratai in Ibesipo, Faroyu, a Faribesipo in general. And you have all the Farafaraket. A baby Varafredo. So now another subject for Karo because as at last he get treat Kibum, my treat Ibum, ye all the children of Ibum. Masiak Ibugu, Iboku Ibum, and Yedo, the father of Ebrutu. And how did that? Ebrutu was what you hear if Yago be forget Brutu. Because meaning that gay forget Ebrutu. A term okay Ebrutu. And then you have a bottom. So without a bottom, there is no Ebrutu. And then a bottom, a Yago, any young bottom. And so bottom onwards, all of them were in Aruchuku. Then there was a serious war of a class of people called Nongama Islamism. Nobody made the answer getting Nongama Islamism with comments. But many of you are getting Nongama Islamism. Drop the comments. Bossy Ibibio called Nongama Islamism. Okay, let me continue first. Be branch Bomaya Warabo. Young guy saw this on code say Kubum. Then you now have Udot so yam di onga we so dori do me. Mo doro nyini ni ga akwa ibu modum. Then if again here. Senior brother. Many a freak 8 time. Many free 8 time. They were no my some dwarf. The shortest people on the planet 8. I'm more invade. Ibibio and different tribes, and I might defeat in Kangwanadu. And one no my some Ibibio. Aman TT. So these people were so mysterious. They were so mysterious. And according to that story, would a different market that time. MID said more minism. They were humans, very nism. They were dwarf, like our brother Tangado. All right. So I want to good one. I'm going to succeed. So what the Ibibio people did, inspect because and then you wouldn't believe dwarf. So in your yambo for your body, but they do my tongue one of the more for the more. So what they did, Ibibio don't boycott. This is very old story. Ibibio don't boycott kedu more. So there it was. So Ibibio time and more. Very early in the morning, before 5 a.m. It was then come boy corrodil and that was how the battle between Ibibio and Nongoma Maisemism ended. The people might say for ITT. All right, let me take that off. Another department. The dwarf, the story of the dwarf, ancient dwarf. They were so mysterious. All these Afara, make up a particular clan. Yes, they have their meeting, a meeting of all the Afara in Agwaibum. And then if you all the Afara both and very meeting and more. So under this, if you have Uwait, and then you have a ket here. Eket is EKKETT. Eket as Eket with their population. You now have Ubium under Eket. So now Ubium is against it. Ubium autonomous me. You now have Ibono as Ibono. You now have Ibibio. So under Ibibio, the sub-tribes, Ibibio as Ibibio was 77,000. Ibanege Warakan 78,000. Then inside Ibibio, you now have the sub-tribe as Itam. Ito. Oh, Ituoro. Itu. Ibono. Iridep. Iman. Ibesikpo. Ikono. Ika, Enyong, Fort, Udwan. And then I would run a yaw came on Ibibio. So every tongue they call him. Because Makare classify a moist and Mickey Ibibio. Now, put say me a could go yours nigga. Meaning that the name Uyo Ike exists. 1800 to 1900. Maybe part of 1900 ku Yori. So you get an egami. But a forum asne. And a forum Yakob Forukwa. Eitui. Jacob, all those places. So there was no you here. But one of these names, Akofa you. Now, Aya Frodorica Quo. Upon Yanidika Quaibum said for them Quo River. Quo Mabao. Am I well, 84,000 Eden, 37,000 Iban. Anyama I'm going to clan of me. The August is up in this clan, but yeah, check. I got Mbuli here. So the organization talking about this clan called Mbuli here. Because I don't know. So about a certain community name. Mbuli, 7,000. Kiden. Iban, 12,000. Mboli. I think Makum Mboli. So a change in ETM. Then Avonian said, instead of Bussen means that is an egaki Ibibio. Which means that once the Gamu of anymore, you go with you. Now I was a tongue. Yanaro is a tongue. And union. Then on that you have Okon. Okon politically now, Okon is an eke. But here you have Okon. Okon, okay, on dance with 2,000 people, Eden 2000 and Iban 2004. So Iban again, I can't even go. Now you have Ogoni. Ogoni 39,000 Giden, then 36,000 Giban. Then you now have Oron. Oron Adaibongmi as Oron under Ibibio. Then you have a sub-tribe, Keron called Okobo, with 5,000 men and 5,500 women. And then there was a tribe, economy unclassified. And we could be a tribe Tigibante Muso soy mining even. I get a way to somewhere else. And Bonomi the younger tribe. He then get to 212, then he do 15. I think they were part of Monegweba and the slaves. So in general, total population of Baram as at Denigi Yoko 1 million. I got 960,311 for ETM. Uyo was just a small village. You are right, sir. Very, very small. Sir. You reminded me of I'm going to go to Ibibio. Then Uyo village road. Book out Uyo village road. You get that small village by name Uyo. You are very correct. You are very correct. And no, Uyo was not under Itoi. Itoi a clan, Takamba clan. Itoi Bono. So, and the Toyka, the Oka member my baba, but me that 2 hours, 18 minutes, 40 seconds. So, I'm bobbing work. Ik ben am die agam boma ban tumbok member meba. Ha, he do it tumbok gredu. For 2 hours. Udang history. Masih muda go. It's young omom. Go to Bonsenya ni Korodu. You don't meduwem. You don't men sobum. Then I am a special edition. He continued the deities of Ibibio land. Say, I can't go ibanga. He can. Many he can. And the other day, get it for 4 years, he can. Man, I'm no idea. I'm okay. Border song to do any secret society work by Bogilo. Ekbe couldn't borrow no fear, good way Ibibio land, no, I couldn't borrow no fear. Udu go ya yokam. Isi yaka yokam. As that is a quite to society. I don't remember. Ko yak no Ibibio. Eko the real name of Mbakara. Okay, sir. Mbakara gekere. Ejen bumekbu. Ejen bumekbu. Ka ko so yo bai ko ke se ko ntero. De oga mei tubum Grace William aga ko ikoru. Ejen bumekbu. So tanyang Mbakara keru ejen mbum ekbu. Because the seers mbia idion. Eke no mo yengadu. Keke do koke de ibum. Merion keru chuku eke konenam confusion ro. So kini e kongo ro tebeke. So nebin link of story of ekbungwa. Ya align. You song bomb na ikom na membong yeneke do hostile towards Mbakara Kuru. Idiongoma announce that ke mbono do mbon yenike tekpa a very terrible tribe. But when yenike tekpa ya idi that ke ya tun subo ke tunyen betrayal. Kibono di gamye ya idi kanyen. So ada kasebi nam. Then a pa ibono medige. Fen Mbakara ro itongoga before the British edike 1851. Portuguese edi tongo kono won tifon. Emai by TAT. So then we are yonam boba. Awu kang yenaganyam midi bo Portuguese bang abo san. Ateki for fon ganyan he betraying. And that family menankup. Emai wood mo. Itong mo gitiat bet. It was too late because of my beben. Our heritage and mysteries. I know my Portuguese. So my Portuguese Indian part of the mystery. Mary Kingsley, yes, I mentioned good. It's part of the deities saying in the discourse. It isn't part of the deities. Then I discuss Mbokereke Obobum. Obobomodo senior to Ekbun yo by far. Obobomisi waro. That song of Wodiban and Yeti. And yet, little Kaikbo, song of the rock and a Kaikbo, song of the rock and Umianeku. Of course, a Kaikbo are the most serious. Then I discuss Obobum. Ebo Ekbo and Yogama Papa in where he talk. Obobomodi Yaubaka. So Obobomobantum, Obobomodo mysterious. Ekbo Bakamuneneri. Eboka Bobomosia walk, he called in those days so mysterious. So with the organ, we the organ, our backbone and go back bodies appear. We can know what they don't understand. Obubum. So there is another thing it is discussed because Ekbom Bribet, a very terrible deity. Ekbom Bribet. Hey, I discuss boy bang Ekbom Bribet. Then I discuss boy bang Ekbon Demisong. All these things that was senior no Ekbek Baugoro, my brother. Ekbon Demisong. Ekbon Demisong. These are the most senior of all the cults. All these things means Yongokuyo. I don't think Ekbek Baugoro Kaminiaru. So these are so many mysterious things. Ekabagi song. Then he can. Before one am Boki Bibiolan, no ka was a good can no. I won't borrow the other TT. So, senior brother, Bakareke Kuro, Yen Bumekbu. So, am I Quacky Quan, the Oga Me Eekban and the Hunters Dance Band. Eke Koi Quorum Canan to Iragaru. Ebangayan Bumekbu. Then, order to Rex William. We doing Toyoki Quabet. Kedi tangan panik ombang. I am meant to understand. Kau sokam mo. Sige wureke kono party dem mo. Eda I wane kong yem mo. And then I would more in their thousands on. That's a week any record. But they keep coming. They were not tired. They were persistent. They keep coming. Until Wong Gasia Nyangdo from Henshaw. I like some of the history, the mysteries. Kabanga Fenbo Sisi na mo ke succeedem yen. And now I think some weeks back, Mekori Tiang Weremi, Mary Kingsley, Aboge Governor, ye frefet British, I appreciate a Chief Henshaw, your family amo, forever and ever. That means about a Britain or that family kind of scholarship. For what they did to them. You are a Briton, born and unborn. I'm going to the story. Second, you know that family. That without Chief Henshaw, nobody in the universe. Okay? So that shows to the extent that we were betrayed. We were betrayed. And that earned them their name. Bakara. So they earn a title because of betraying the sub-tribes to earn a title of Ifredo Bakara. I'm sorry to say this, but we are still one. Yeah, remember what I'm trying to do. Then Super People Parliament, it still exists till tomorrow. Of course, it's going on. It's going on. Because of Mbion, Ibano can patronize Sabokia can make out good. So we are still selling ourselves, selling our rights, because they keep selling out our secret to strangers, of course. They are still doing it, and that is the number one problem. So the cast ticket, the botoy the botoy swenne ka press, a dog radio. Ito kay ni ways swan na yan ay kamemo mo. Metiyo na nga awas ano. Daan na mo tiyong kay kuibuku. Abo ako list. Nito Ibibio History kutyom. Amo hindi pa na itero. Itero te. Na your brother give me this list. Ya isyo mo kutyom. Bet ke? Imo imi pe nyubok. Imi kama this list. For over 2 weeks. Imo ikani move termination later. But Kenya so insist. And Nzaka wo. Amasano matradi na manufana do get the service. Maybe I get the service before you know. And if I did become a controller, human resources. See I tell Sano move was up from a copper to human resources. And then ukang ni tongodo, kang no formado head of department where young food. And I was an old house you. I don't remember because a group of yaga were table yas and I don't in your fan go copper. I'm beyond my seat on some of the guys in this group. It's you on the outside care restaurant and yet so even you go to me. I said about so Adi Karanyabo see my brothers. I was an old Yakanigonian brothers. I take care me very sorry. Okay, it's your brother that wrote this list. I assume move. Okay, me calling every day. You don't meeting. You go to those people. I ben you but the pressure is too much on him. So, I think you need to go to Angantero. At a time, bomb young pont to you in onion. And get this program and in my book on the for last week. Can you never forget create another program of this to oppose everything I'm doing here? But my appeal to him, and part of saying any post this week about to a new book, post so Nzong Sarabas so Namanyaka. So that so that instead of Yenedika is soon do divided, Yak Fulani, Eddie Dinamian. Eddie Dinamian say, Yenigbi Mara. Well, I believe Ken Yenediana talk it. Apply for Yenetiti. But Yenedi repeat the mistakes of the days of old. A very big thank you to my senior brother in Mbebeng and wife, whom I am yet to eat her food, which I believe that the day I will meet her, I will be able to eat. I really believe that will happen. My brother Emmanuel Omo Kereka for perseverance, staying with us till this time. Kufrey Semen, I acknowledge you and your contributions. Kufre Egbe, Kuyuk Lion. All right, still your name, Kuyuk Lion, not Kufre. So Aaron Basi and Kukwana and every other brother and sister, and then Peter. Yes, Peter, I can forget you, your contribution when we started. Highly appreciate. So, Midariti, Peter, you prefer Mary Bassi, prefer Ndufu. Sige bang me wa ITAT. Udam phone di to kon ni god. Solomon Peter song ITAT. Pen me mamobio nyin kama not forgetting my friend. Enkerwem David Edemeko, professor and faculty in Department of History and International Relations, University of Uyo. Iso songo at ITAT. Yarong bong. Gani ka usok ke. Asiyere.
The rhythm takes control.